You'll never buy these grocery store items again, mostly because they don't exist anymore. These weren't the fun snacks or sodas that we begged our parents for. These were like the background products, the shampoos and deodorants and household cleaners that we saw all the time. And then one day, they faded away and we didn't notice. We're talking about toothpaste and futuristic pumps, shampoos that actually had beer in them, and toilet paper brands with names so weird that you wonder if anybody ever said them out loud in the store. They were once everywhere and now they're all gone. So let's take a walk down the aisle and see if we can dig them back up.
Then you're not alive. Just 'cause something's hard to do doesn't mean that I won't try. So if you want to stay cool, soft and dry. Come on, soft and dry.
First up, Mentadent toothpaste. This was the toothpaste that came in a futuristic pump that looked like it belonged on the space shuttle. It had this dual chamber pump that when you pressed it, the two chambers would combine like some kind of science experiment. It looked futuristic, but then eventually you realized you were paying extra for some futuristic equipment that kind of looked like it belonged in some medical supply store.
The first time I used Mentadent, I knew it was different.
Mentadent is different.
Mentadent disappeared in 2015.
Nervous is why you need soft and dry.
Soft and dry roll-on. Nothing keeps you drier when you're nervous.
Soft and Dry, pastel-colored deodorant that felt more like a toy than a toiletry. The ads made it the deodorant for teens in the 1980s and 90s.
You're nervous and tense, you need that score, but all they see is your skill and your pride. Soft and Dry will help hide when you're nervous inside.
The vibe was everywhere, but it faded out in the early 2000s. FDS, Feminine Deodorant Spray. This was one of those products that seemed to hang out on the bottom shelf. You would use it. You know what? I'll just show you the commercial.
From day to day, a lot happens in a woman's body. Each day, her body chemistry changes. Every woman responds to these changes differently. That's why you may want the extra protection of FDS Feminine Deodorant Spray.
That was real. That actually aired on television.
Between your shower and this, you need this. FDS Feminine Deodorant Spray.
It used to be everywhere, and now it's gone. And I think that was just because they couldn't figure out a way to market it without making everyone feel uncomfortable. Tussy Deodorant. Do you remember Tussy? The deodorant in the pink package. It was like a discount brand.
Tussy, 68 cents less? Big difference. Tussy costs 60 cents less. Big difference.
73 cents less for Tussy. That's some big difference.
Tussy was discontinued sometime around 2018. Short and Sassy Shampoo. This was a shampoo designed specifically for women with short hair. That was the pitch for this shampoo.
Dorothy Hamill for Clairol, Short and Sassy.
The longest it was about just to the top of my shoulders. Straight bangs. And I used to pull it back like this. Now with short hair, I need more body. So I use Clairol Short and Sassy, the conditioner for short hair.
Combing, brushing, and curling my hair, trying to get that perfect look until I just wanted to tear it all out. And that's just what I did. With me bald and brassy.
It came out in the 1970s, and I think the brand's name is more fondly remembered than the shampoo itself. Gee, your hair smells terrific. This may be the best product name for a shampoo ever.
Gee, your hair smells terrific. Presenting Gee, your hair smells terrific.
It debuted in 1976 right here in the United States. It went defunct sometime in the 1980s. It was parodied on The Simpsons decades later. And here's a fun fact. The brand was revived in the Philippines. Body on Tap Shampoo. This was a shampoo that was made with actual Budweiser beer in it. Now, Budweiser didn't want to be associated with putting beer in a product that you couldn't drink, so they would actually ship their containers of beer to the factory unmarked.
Brewed with 1/3 real beer.
Wow.
But don't drink it. Just shampoo.
And Body on Tap smelled like beer. And it was supposed to be very good for your hair. It faded out after about a decade of popularity.
Whether I pin it, roll it, curl it,
Or blow it dry.
Body on Tap gives me super body.
Super body.
Super hold.
It worked, and it wouldn't get you drunk, but it did make your shower smell like a bar mat. A Dri shampoo, a brightly colored package. You found this in drugstores and dollar stores all throughout the 80s and 1990s.
It seems like I shampoo and shampoo and shampoo, but I just can't keep ahead of the greasies.
That's why I suggest a Dri shampoo. It helps stop the greasies between shampoos.
It was launched in the 1970s, kind of faded away sometime in the early 2000s. White Cloud toilet paper, the toilet paper that almost died but then staged a comeback.
Does your husband care about bathroom tissue? Carol Splater said no until her husband tried White Cloud versus her brand.
The one on my left hand appears to be as soft as White Cloud.
Launched in 1978 by Procter & Gamble, it was eventually folded in with Charmin and the name was discontinued.
Little things mean a lot. Little things do mean a lot. So I care about everything that touches our lives. Like White Cloud.
White Cloud?
Nothing softer feels.
It is soft.
White Cloud was gone from stores for years, but eventually the name was purchased and the brand was revived. So there's hope for all of these products. Mr. Big toilet paper. Yep, there used to be a brand of toilet paper called Mr. Big.
Hey, with 2 pliers. It's got twice the body.
And it feels twice as soft, Bridge.
And you even get more sheets on a roll than with any leading 2-ply brand.
Soft 2-ply?
This was a brand that focused on colored toilet paper back then. If you had a pink bathroom, you went ahead and bought pink toilet paper. I can't imagine that too many people felt comfortable, though, walking into the toilet paper section and saying, hey, I'm here for Mr. Big.
Okay, take him up.
Up? What do you mean up?
Mr. Big bath tissue.
The brand faded away in the 1990s when people stopped wanting colored toilet paper. There were a couple reasons. One was some people said that they had allergic reactions and uncomfortable experiences with the colored toilet paper. Also, they felt it was bad for the environment to be putting so many of those dyes down the toilet. And so eventually, colored toilet paper went away, and so did Mr. Big. Saniflush toilet bowl cleaner. This stuff was something else. Bright blue toilet cleaner that looked like it could melt through any kind of toilet crud you had.
This powder cleanser works. My Saniflush works better. A great formula. But I think
Stop.
Wait.
Let's settle it now. Blue bubbling germicidal Saniflush starts instantly to release its cleaning power.
What about stains?
This was launched all the way back in 1910, and it stuck around until the 2000s. But eventually, there were enough environmental regulations that caused it to disappear from shelves. Glass wax. This was a product that it looked pink, but you would then put it on your window, let it dry, and then you'd buff it out, and it would come out clear. And it was very popular around Christmas time because they would sell it with these decorations you would put on your window, and you'd use glass wax to get them to stick.
Just pour regular glass wax into a dish. Dip in a sponge and simply dab over one of the stencil designs.
Introduced in the 40s, discontinued in the 1980s, that type of decoration that people used to have on the windows used to be very common, along with the fake snow that people would spray around the outline of their windows. It's just kind of gone away. It's a thing of the past that many of us fondly remember, but people just don't do anymore. Niagara spray starch. This was back when people used to want to starch their shirts. I think not enough people wear starch shirts anymore, but man, this was a cool brand. They used to have this great commercial where they would starch 2 runways and then have irons race each other.
Now we start to prove how Niagara's SL32 Magic Ironing Aid helps prevent sticking and scorching. The Niagara iron is moving ahead. The other stick stops. Niagara with SL32 is the winner.
This brand dates back all the way to the late 19th century, but the spray versions came around in the 1960s. The brand name is still in use today, but you can't get the normal spray product that you could get back then. Buf-Puf. This was an exfoliator. Do you remember Buf-Puf? This was everywhere before people got loofahs and other kind of scrub products in their bathrooms. Buf-Puf was launched in the 1970s, faded away in the 1980s. The name kind of stuck around for another decade or so because people started to just call any kind of exfoliator a Buf-Puf. It was almost like Xerox or Windex, where any kind of product that was similar to it, that became the brand name. Lilt was a home perm kit.
That's natural look Lilt, the only perm with sponge end wraps instead of tissues.
Back in the days when all men liked to get a perm, and so did women, and people didn't want to go to a salon where you'd have to sit under that hot dryer, so you'd go home and you sit under some kind of makeshift hot dryer that you had with a big shower cap with a hose attached to it.
If you have hair that's lifeless, it makes it easy to get lasting body.
This promised soft curls and no frizz. It hit the shelves in the 1960s, had lots of great commercials, but it faded away sometime in the 80s or 90s. Final Net Hairspray, an alcohol-free long-hold hairspray, a favorite for creating that solid helmet-like sitcom hair.
Even when you can't hold up any longer, your hair still looks great thanks to Final Net. Final Net isn't an aerosol. It's concentrated to keep
This was
your
launched
hair
in the 1950s. It was everywhere in the decades that followed, but sometime in the 1990s, it kind of faded away. There you have it, a full grocery run of products that you really can't get anymore. Which one of these do you remember buying? Which one of these do you remember your parents having in their bathrooms? Let me know in the comments. And hey, if you like these videos, please go ahead and subscribe. I love making these videos for you. This isn't a channel with an AI voice, narrating on a bunch of clips that were farmed off the internet by some computer program. It's one dude pulling up the stuff and sending it to you, trying to get those memories to come from the back of your brain all the way to the front. And I hope I did that today. Before we go, I do love to give a shout out to all of the people on Patreon. I appreciate you guys so much. If you subscribe on Patreon, there's a lot of free stuff you can check out. And if you bump it up to the $3 level, I send postcards in the mail, handwritten from me to you every single month. If you go up to $9, you'll get the newsletter and some other goodies in the mail every month. I'll also send you a postcard, and I'll read your name at the end of every single video, just like Aaron Wester, Al Archer, Carson Loveridge, Chris, Dana Snyder, M, Jason Evans, Jason Yilly, Jarrett Rusky, Jamie and Tom, Jen, Matthew Chapin, Mike and Jess, my big brother Rob, Nick Roche, and Robert Berry. Well, that's going to do it for this time. I'll see you next time.